Hello, and thank you for joining us once again for another fun-filled, exciting episode of Karmic Woof. See, I pronounce it right. Woof.
Woohoo!
We are your hosts. I'm Jason Lancaster. This is Starbuck Jones, and we're here to talk about saving the world. In this fun-filled episode, we will be talking more about hope and PENNO. That's right, PENNO.
Yep. So
And go ahead.
uh, I was just going to say that I've started to recognize that people hear about PENNO and immediately it's all dark and doom and gloom
Yeah,
and we're never going to survive it, so we might as well die now and just get it
yeah,
over with.
yeah. I'm finding the same thing.
But no, that's not reality. That's not the
No,
truth.
it's not.
And I am going to be saying some controversial things today, so get your popcorn, get your drink, settle in, because we're about to go on a ride.
Woohoo! It's a fun-filled roller coaster. But yeah, that's what we do here. We talk about controversial things. Many
Yeah, we
people
do.
won't like it. Some will, some won't. It doesn't matter. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. If you do like it, please watch. It's
You
fine
know
with
what?
us.
This is what I say. If you don't like it, I challenge you to watch it to the end. Because
Yeah,
maybe, just maybe, we will be able to explain something well enough that you do understand, that it
right.
does make sense. You may not
Mhm.
agree with it, but it makes sense.
Right.
There are so many different ways to, as they say, skin a cat, which sounds awful. I don't know why you would do that. But nevertheless,
Uh,
um, there are so many different ways to do things. There are so many different ways to save the world. And some people don't want to engage with what it is that we've got going on. You know,
right.
they don't want to try to build a spaceship. They don't want to grow their own food. They want to be taken care of. They want to be told what to do. Okay, well, that's cool because we've got people that are able to do that. We've got people that are able to point and tell you what to do. They delegate well. So if that's the case, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
You will be taken care of. Your needs will be met, but you got to work.
Yeah. It's not really great for your karma either. So,
No, nobody gets their air for free.
right. You got to do something. And I was thinking about that this morning because I had someone reach out and say, "Oh, I need help with X, Y, and Z. Can you help me?" I said, "Oh, absolutely, I can help you. It's just a matter of this, that, and the other thing. What city are you in?" I go, "Oh, here's the question." And when I'm located here, they're like, "Oh, that's far away from me. I can't use you." So I'm like, "You're throwing away an opportunity for help because I don't live within a 100-mile radius of you." I mean, talk about limited thing. Like it's like if it doesn't
You
fit my
contacted me
box,
on the internet, and now because you don't want to fly,
right?
or because you
Or even
can't
check it out,
you
right?
can't think big enough, it's
Right.
not going to work. Well, yeah, all right,
And and I was thinking that that's like the Pinot thing.
absolutely,
Because it's like, well, I
absolutely.
have a preconceived thing, and if it doesn't fit within my preconceived limitation that I've placed on myself in this opportunity, then I'm not for it, and I have to now search within my little box for the answer. And the answer is probably not in your little box.
Mm-mm.
But it's like Pinot. It's like they see the Pinot and they go, well, I don't want to go out there. I want the end of the world or whatever the prophecy is. I'm not saying this is the end of the world, but uh, I want these prophecies to fit in my little box. And if it doesn't fit in my little box, then I'm not going to pay attention. I'm going to put my head in the sand and pretend it doesn't exist. And then they don't
So
get anywhere. Yeah.
there's a couple of perspectives that I've noticed. One is that they hear about it immediately and say, "How does this affect me?"
Sure. I get that. Makes sense.
Uh, oh, okay, but we're talking about the whole world. We're talking about all six realms. We're
Yeah.
talking it's way bigger than just one person. How does this affect me? Well,
Yeah.
okay. So that right there tells me that their habits are solely focused on them and their security.
Yeah.
And if they can't see any bigger than what that little teeny tiny thing looks like, that little box, then they're not
Hmm.
going to get anywhere.
Right.
They're not going to be able to make it through PENNO because they can't see big enough.
Right.
But the hope comes from us, the Bonpo. And
Right.
I mean that sincerely. if we step up and we actually tame our minds, if we step up and actually make it to the crystalline being, if we step up and not just do our practices, but do our practices intentionally for the benefit of ourselves and others. And it's not just about us. It's not about, okay, so let me lay it out like this. So I've heard in the past people say, I want to help, but I want to help in this specific way. Well, it doesn't work that way. You have to meet people where they're at, right?
Right.
And they're at Brooke, um, Weird Garibaldi, Brooke,
Yeah. Brooke.
our friend Brooke.
We know
Um,
her as Brooke.
yay! She made a really great point on the call on Saturday. We have a call on Saturday. It's we talk about all things TA and PENNO and Bon and all the things. Anyway, so she made a great point about having to meet people not just where they're at, but in the beginning, because that's where they're at. They don't understand what PENNO is. They don't understand what the prophecy says. They've heard about revelations, and they've heard about the end of the world, and they've heard about all of these things, from all of these different cultures. But what does that really mean? Is it just a parable? Is it a story? Is that factual? Well, yeah, in some cases it is. When it rains frogs, that's a problem. Like, I don't care where you're at, it's a problem when it rains frogs. Frogs should not be falling from the sky.
And
But
fish.
right, and fish.
Right.
Um, there's a meme that floated around for a while where there were these bolts of lightning coming down into a body of water, and there were lights from a city behind it, and it said, and then God said, F these six individual fish. And I think about that, like,
Right. What do they do?
right? That's not what PENNO is like. It's not
Right.
going to be you get punished individually.
No.
The human race will be shifted into an existence where they have to learn.
Yeah.
And
Or
that
not
may
survive.
very much look like a hell realm,
Yeah, absolutely. Or any other of the realms. But yeah, the hell realms the ones you want to avoid, that's for sure.
right?
If you
Uh,
don't have to go, then why not make the effort not to go?
and how much effort do they have to put forward? Well, they have to change one habit at a time. Now, we are on the fast track here. We don't have a choice. If we as Vanpo don't do the things that we're supposed to do, not only does the world fall, but we're responsible for it.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it's usually
and
how it
I'm so
works. Yeah.
sorry if you don't want to hear that, but suck it up, Buttercup.
Mm.
This is reality. We have the tools. They don't.
Right.
We have the
We have the
knowledge. They
knowledge.
don't.
They don't. Right.
So who's it up to? It's up to us. Banku
Right.
can't do it. He's not human. So
Right.
what what are we gonna do? We're just gonna let it fall? No. We're gonna
Do whatever we can.
we're gonna work together with our practices and
Yeah.
with changing our habits and shifting our view and recognizing that we are not the only ones on this planet, so we can help other people.
Hmm.
The frustration comes in when, Banku says, well, it's not the right time, or that's not the way that it needs to be. We have to, and Banku will say this until he's blue in the face, and then he will yell,
Yeah.
that we need other people.
Yes.
We can't just do it on our own. If we could, I would have put myself into debt a very long time ago to buy him a Lacan, to buy him
Yeah,
his.
you would have.
To,
I know that. Yeah,
I,
I know that. You're always looking for properties.
I mean, this has to happen, and no one else is stepping up. So
Yeah.
let's let's do the thing, right? I know
Yeah,
what kind of property we're looking for. I know what kind of people we need to be around. I know what uh, all of the things. Like I know how much money it's going to take, and I know who we need to talk to. It's just a matter of getting out of my own way and going and doing that.
which is something I'm always working on. Getting out of my own way. There should be a song about that. I think there is, but okay.
You know, if
Go
not,
your well. Let's go your own way.
I, well, no, that's different.
Yeah, different.
Um, I, I mean, at the very least, I think we should write it,
Yeah, that's my thing I go through every day now. Getting out of my own way, and so I can help others.
right?
It's not
And
about me.
and that really is the number one thing. We have to recognize that we are not the only people here. We have the knowledge, we have the ability, and we have the opportunity. If we're not taking it, that's on us.
Absolutely.
And I
And
know people don't want to hear that, but
no, they don't. It's like, well, I'm trying really hard. It's like, well, you could try harder. We could all try harder.
a different way.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna keep doing this and you're hitting your head against the wall, because I'm an expert at hitting my head against the wall, getting nowhere, then you might go, hey, this hurts. Maybe I'll try this over here. And then you might find that it actually works. So so yeah, just try something different. If it's something whatever it is you're doing right now, it's not working, there's probably a different way to go.
One of the things that I like about the Sangha,
Mm,
okay, how about this? One of the things that I like about the idea of the Sangha is that as a Sangha, we could get together and talk about our experiences.
yes. Yeah.
One of the reasons that I don't like talking about my experiences is because the moment that I do, everyone has had that experience 3 weeks ago, and
The
they're
week yesterday. Yeah.
and they, they did it so much better. Well,
Yeah.
it's not a competition.
Right.
I'm not saying this because I want somebody to pat me on the back. I'm saying, does anyone else have this experience? Yeah, you did. Okay, well, what was it like? Totally different than mine, because everyone knows I'm backwards from the
Oh,
entire world. But um, when I look at this, I say, okay, let's just talk about what we experience, like for real, like the reality of it, the truth of it. There are some things that happen that I can't explain. I don't have words for.
I get that.
But then again, I'm working on it.
Mm,
I'm working on the idea of being able to take something, an experience, and encapsulate it in such a way that someone else understands it just from a few words,
mm,
and being able to pass that experience to someone else and them being open enough to be able to receive it.
yeah.
Um, I I recognize that this is not easy. Not
No, it's very not easy.
easy.
Right.
We have gone through such a path that, it's like every time we turn around, somebody is telling us that we suck. you
Yep.
know this habit is getting in your way, and this habit is holding you back, and this habit is making you look like an a-hole in front of everybody, and this habit is, and this and this and this and this. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah.
easy to look in the mirror and recognize that you're not a great person.
Did that yesterday.
Yeah.
I had to reach out and go, I'm sorry I was a horrible person, but I'm here now.
But you recognized, and that's the
Right.
truth of it. You said, you know what, it, I may not have been the best person, but
Yeah.
I recognize it and I want to change that.
Yeah. And I'm going to start right now. Yep.
Exactly. So, shameless plug, I have a class coming up at 4 o'clock today about that,
Oh,
about recognizing that communication is not always right here.
right.
Communication is here.
Yeah.
So the more we enclose ourselves in our own bubble, the more we um stop everyone else from being able to communicate with us. So it's like there's this barrier.
Yeah. And that's that barrier I've always been trying to get rid of, which is why I'm taking your class. Because
Awesome.
I know it will help because I know you're very good at what it is you're teaching, which is rapport and other things, communication.
Rapport and communication, yeah.
Yeah,
So I've always had the gift of gab. I can talk to a tree stump and get an answer.
I've seen you talk to just random people for out like you just meet someone, boom, in 20 minute conversation, you've learned so much about their lives and you're able to help them. Like I remember once we went to a completely new city and like you and Bonku were talking to the waitress and like got like changed her entire career path like there in 20 minutes and she was all excited because she got to buy a house finally. It was
Yeah.
like, whoa. I watched this from a third person over here with my, stumbling, bumbling, stuttering skills. And I'm like, wow, that's how you do it. Okay, good. I want to do that.
Funny but true story. I stuttered when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Um, so when I get excited,
Mm,
I have to slow down and remind myself to say the words properly. So like chicken and kitchen, it's essentially the same word, only in a different order.
yes.
And I would say it so fast because all of this is going 1,000 billion times faster than this.
All right.
I can't get the words out fast enough.
Mm,
So then I like this is already off onto another, like, halfway through the story, and then it starts to come out. And
mm.
the people that are standing in front of me are, I don't get it. What are you talking about? So I have to slow down and remind myself that people in front of me need to recognize what it is that I'm talking about. If I'm not taking in their cues, I'm not going to recognize it. If I'm in my head and I'm so focused on what it is that I'm trying to say, regardless of what they understand, they're going to be bored. They're going to la 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 la. They don't care. If I slow down and I remind myself that there is a better way to do this, and now with the awarenesses, I can say, oh, I can say an entire story in 2 sentences
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
rather than take an entire hour to do it.
Right. Right.
Sometimes I don't have those 2 sentences. So
Well, yeah, well, I get that one. I was talking to Bonku a couple days ago, and you said, "Well, ask Bonku about the stuttering thing." So I think yeah, I asked him. He's like, "Listen to the person speak." Like, which basically what I found out, I already knew I had this habit. So it's like when someone's talking to you, listen to them. Do not formulate what it is you're going to say while they're talking. Just listen to them, breathe slowly, think, talk. And I'm like, okay, I need to down. Stop, breathe, talk. So it's like, oh yeah, yeah. So I'm like doing that. So I'm like, coming back from the on the airport and everything. So I'm talking to people. I'm like, but I find myself automatically, well, if I got to say this, and if they say this, then I'll say this, and I'm doing this, like, and I don't want to look like, so the whole thing is, I don't want to look like an idiot when I'm talking because I've already pre-planned what you're going to say to this and this and this in my head, and then when you don't say it, I'm like, oh, I don't know what to say, and then I go in unknowing, and then getting out of unknowing is like backing up a truck in mud. It's like you're not gonna go anywhere. It's like quicksand. And then I gotta like, oh, all right, what and then I'll like completely miss what you said. And then they're like, do you know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah. I don't know what you just said, but yeah, I know you mean. So now I have to just actually listen and then trust myself that I have the answer to whatever it is that you're asking or saying. And most of the time, it's not even a question. I'm formulating answers to possible questions.
and then you end up missing what it is
The
that
whole
they've
thing.
said, right?
Yeah, right.
So when we're talking about hope and PENNO, that's exactly what people do.
Yeah.
They say, "Oh yeah, I know, I got this. I
Yeah,
got
I got
bullets. I got an
I got a
underground
gun.
bunker.
Yeah.
I got, my whole family is with me, and we've got food. Okay, well, what about when the bullets run out? I've got, 100,000 rounds. And what about when the bullets run out? Or someone comes in and steals them? Or, you know, God forbid that something happens to one of your relatives. I can promise you without a doubt, if anything happens to Max, I will
Mhm.
be the berserker that I have meant to be. Like, no, no holds barred. Because, I mean, nothing told me back at that point.
And I think part of the problem too with PENNO is as soon as people hear the word prophecy,
Yeah,
they go, "Oh well, there's been a million prophecies saying the end of the world is coming, and the end of the people, there's prophets on every street corner saying the end of the world is coming, and the end of the, and it never comes." So they just tune it out as if,
right,
yeah, there's some crazy person saying the world is ending, and then they go, "Well, the Mayan calendar was supposed to be the end of the world, and it didn't happen. Who says it didn't?
right,
Who says that you're reading the Mayan calendar correctly in the first place?"
right. That the Mayan calendar said that it would be the end
Yeah,
of and it didn't finish.
it
It
did
just said
say,
the
yeah,
end. So yes, it was. It was the end. That's when everything started to shift.
yeah. That's when pedos, the pre-penos started coming in. It was,
So
I think Bonku said it was the judgment
yeah,
to see if peno was necessary or not for the human
so
race.
here we are 14 years later,
Yeah, still
and
going. The end of the world's coming. We're like, yeah, right.
yeah, and nobody's preparing, nobody's getting it, except for a few that are starting to recognize, oh, yeah, maybe this is a thing.
Yeah,
Okay, well, if we step back and we look at it, let's say that we're not really calling it a prophecy. Let's say
yeah,
we're just calling it, things that have been foreseen
yes,
by many, many, many different cultures. Okay.
yes, yes,
Long story short, if all of these different cultures see the same thing, what are we doing? Why are we not
yeah.
listening? Why is no one stepping up to say, hey, I want to be a part of something bigger? I want to be a part of something that will save humanity.
Hmm.
Well, here's your opportunity. If that's you, if you want to see what it's like, come find out. Let's work together. And that really is the whole crux of it. If we work together, if we, I'm going to say muggles, but if we work with the Bonpo and the muggles and all of the beings and the if we all work together, we can do this.
Yeah,
Even if 1,000 of us get together and we work together and do this.
we could easily do, I think, with 1,000. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
We can do it with, 150, as
I
long
think so. Yeah, we could do that. I think we could do that.
as we have people that know other people that know other people.
Right.
6 degrees of separation. Come on, Kevin Bacon. Um, we can do this.
Right.
What
And
we
then,
can't do is do this with 5 people.
right. And that's what we're doing now.
But
Yeah.
I know somebody, and they know somebody, and they know somebody, and I know somebody over here, and you know people, and
Yeah.
you know people, and you know people. And so
We
let's
reach out to
get
those
those
people
people
and
together. Now,
yeah,
when you talk about PENNO, do you tell everybody the same words? No, you don't.
no.
And the reason for that is because not everybody sees it the same way.
Right.
They can't. Their filters, their habits, their experiences have led them to a different place. So they see it from a different view.
Mhm.
As a Bonpo, you should, and I'm going to say should, be able to see things from their view so you can have a conversation with them.
Right. Which requires you to get out of your own way.
One of the ways that I do that is by asking questions first. Usually it's because I'm standing someplace and I'm like, all right, there's a whole wall of something and I can't find what it is that I'm looking for. Do you have any idea where it is? And they'll be like, oh, it's here or there. Oh, cool. Okay. And then it just goes from there. Oh, you're making Thanksgiving dinner. I can tell because you have a turkey in your cart and stuffing and cranberry mix and green beans and all the things. And they're like, oh yeah. but it's January. Yeah, I just I've got a family member that's coming back from the war and we haven't had Thanksgiving or Christmas, so we're gonna have that when they come in.
Mm,
Awesome. That's really cool. Where were they stationed? Are they close to you? Is it, you find out so much about their lives just by asking questions, but you also find out about their perspective.
mm,
Does that person support them going to war? Does that person think that they're stupid for going to war? Does that person recognize what's going on in the world, not just, Trump is this and
yeah,
the Venezuelan president is that and
yeah.
okay.
Ice is something or else. So, yeah, it's all this stuff.
It's a distraction. It's a
Yeah,
distraction from PENNO,
yeah. And while they're distracting you, they're doing something over here that they're not telling you about.
right? Which
Right.
perpetuates PENNO.
Yes.
Here comes the hell realm because everyone is focused over here when they should be looking right here. This right in front of us is what is happening.
Yeah.
This is
And
the reality.
if people look around the world today and say, okay, let's just look at this from a perspective. If everyone said, okay, I'm going to look at what's going on in the world right now, doesn't that doesn't that match what Penno actually is? If you knew what Penno actually was, and you can, it's not like we're gatekeeping what Penno is. You can reach out to Bonku; he'll tell you all about it. Uh,
Please, please
yeah,
do.
please do. We can connect you. But if you look around what's going on in the world today, it looks very different than it did 10 years ago. It looks very different than it did 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40. I'm like, I remember all the way back. This is not the same world that it was when I was a kid or
No,
even when I was in my 20s.
no.
Not even close. Like the world does look like it's going in the toilet and people are just destroying each other.
But I will tell you this. I will admit
Mm-hmm.
this. When I was in my 20s,
Mm-hmm.
I was so focused here that I couldn't see anything else.
I was too.
I did not, my head was down and I was trying to keep from speaking because every time that I did, somebody laughed at me or said, well, that's not right.
Right.
Or I did something wrong. Um, One of the things that goes with Lyme disease that I had for 40 years was short-term memory loss.
Mm.
People would tell me things and I would be like, nope, I don't remember that. You didn't tell me that. Because I could not remember the conversation. Yes, I did. I told you. No, you didn't. And it would become a big fight. Well,
Mm.
it's because I had short-term memory loss and I didn't know. How would I know?
Well, right. Yeah, how would you know? You got short-term memory loss.
Right? I can remember long-term things.
Sure.
Like I can still remember what my grandma's house smelled like when I was a kid.
Hmm.
But remembering uh, you know, okay, I do remember what I had this week for dinner, but because I made it and it was really, really good. But in the past, I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember why I walked into a room. I couldn't remember what it was, where I was driving to. I would have to literally look around me in the car while I'm driving to figure out where it was that I was going. If it was a long car ride, I didn't know.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, like,
Where are we? Where are we?
and I'm the one driving. I'm
You
like,
know, trying. Where are we going?
God, this is not good.
Well, I will say because I did eat your food because we got together and had Tibetan cooked food. She cooked all kinds of Tibetan recipes, which I have never eaten before in my life, and I will say
Me
I
either.
made fun of it. I call it the brown food,
Okay,
and
but that's not wrong. It is the
it's
brown
not.
food.
Everything's brown, and everything has honey in it and barley and all kinds of weird and it's like so I'm making light of it. I'm not really making fun of it, but I guess in my own way. But she's cooking this stuff. It's the best tasting food I've ever had in my life. I'm like, this is amazing.
I,
Like,
I mean, it was so good. It was
like
so good.
wow. Like
Um,
every meal, all of it.
one of the things that I recognized was that because all of these vegetables are completely different than what
Yeah.
I've always had. My pH has changed. So, also, 3 days ago it was 60 degrees. Now it's, 35.
Yeah. It's because I left.
I know, for real. Um, but uh, I also recognize that when the pH of the body changes, all kinds of things can change. Like I'm, stuffy if you can't tell. Um, and that is due to the food that I ate
Yeah.
because I've been eating it all week. We had more last night. I chopped it up and I made it and it was really, really good again. And I was like, I can cook.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, Kim.
I don't completely suck at this. This is pretty awesome. What else can I do?
Yeah.
And if I can do that, I can do my practice in the same way.
Yeah.
If
Exactly.
if I can use my tools and shift something, then I can use my tools and shift something else.
Right.
And as a Bonpo, that's my job.
Right. And sometimes you forget that job. I mean,
Yeah.
I had an experience at the airport. I was coming home. It was a good travel day, and it was good travel. But everything was great, and I got back to my car, and I'm in long-term parking at the airport. I have my little ticket they give you when you come in, and I go and I put the ticket in. It's like bad ticket, like 25 times, and it's like 10:30 at night, and I go up to the. I gotta go pay at the kiosk in front of the airport. There's a guy supposed to be there till midnight. Well, he's gone, and so I'm over there. There's a sign saying I'll be right back. We close at midnight. It's 10:30, and I wait, and I flag down a security guy, lady, and I'm like, "Where's this guy gonna come back?" Oh no, he's gone, honey. He's gone for the night. And I'm like, so I'm stuck in the thing, and I have a ticket. It keeps saying this thing. I just do security. You're stuck like a pig in S. It's like. So I'm like, so basically, what you're saying is I'm gonna have to sleep in my car at 35-degree weather overnight until someone shows up in the morning. Absolutely. She said with a smile on her face that she's enjoying this. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, but you tell him he's going to come in at 5 a.m. and you tell him that the security lady says that he should not charge you for the overnight that you have to sleep in your car. And I'm like, well, if I'm staying overnight, I ain't paying 1 cent to you people. And I'm going to just, while I'm sitting here, I'm going to go and try to get my tools out and undo your entire system because you're imprisoning me unjustly and I have rights and I'll leave you the money, but I'll disassemble your entire thing in about 2 hours, and then I'll be out of here, and you can put it back together. And she's like, well, whatever. So I went back, and then like finally after this 30-minute meet, what am I going to do? And I'm figuring I'm going to. Oh, I know. I'll walk around and push the button to get a new ticket. No, that doesn't work. So then finally I'm like, oh, I know. Bonku just taught me a trick using new skills, which is the skills he uses. So I'm like, well, why wasn't that the first thought? Why is that the last thought that I have to fix the problem? Sure enough, I do the thing Bonku says to do, and I go, yeah, I tried this 55 times already, and it keeps saying bad ticket. And I'm like, so I sit there, I do the thing that Bonku taught. It takes about 30 seconds. Put the ticket in, it works. And I get out of it. I'm like, I'm out of here. But the point of the whole story is I waited until the very end to use my tools when I should have used it at the very beginning because I was so stuck in how I'm going to solve this using human tools. And the humans don't want to cooperate because he
Yeah.
just left early. He's supposed to be here till midnight. He's gone at 10:30. The security lady's like laughing at me, like, yeah, good luck to you. So I'm like, okay, I'm done with the human tools. I'm going into the bond magic here. We're pulling out the bond magic. And so I was thinking about that later, going, but why is that the afterthought? See, that's a problem.
That's a habit.
That's a habit. Yeah.
So recognizing that that's what you do, you go for the human tools first. Now
Yeah.
that's not a wrong view,
It's not wrong, but because we were
but
always taught to use our human tools first.
recognizing
Right.
that it could have come in a little bit sooner, recognizing that you didn't have to, dig into habits or get
Right.
upset about anything, or you know what I'm
No, I
saying?
wasn't. I
I'm
wasn't
not
even
saying
angry.
you're
Yeah.
upset, but you know
No,
what I mean?
but
Like
I
on a general scale,
yeah.
people will think about that last, or they'll think about it first and they won't use their human tools.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're
I get that.
constantly trying to do magic,
Right.
like I'm just going to magic my way out of this. Well, that doesn't work. You're in a human space. You have to use human tools. If you can integrate them together, that's when you win.
Mm,
That's it. Like
that's it.
that's when you win. If you can integrate them together. And that very much looks like being able to walk down the street and recognize that somebody needs help. And okay, well, they need help. I can help. I know how to do this, but I need a little extra. I need an opportunity to be able to shift this. And that's when the magic comes in. That's when our other tools come in, and it will shift everything. And then
Yeah, it did.
suddenly it
Yeah,
works
yeah. And I have no human explanation as to why that worked, other than
because
Bonku said it would, and that's what he does. So,
because it's not a human tool.
right.
And
It's
I
just
love that. We
yeah.
can't explain. We don't have
I can't
words for
explain
why
it.
it works because it's not a human thing.
Right. My brain's over here trying to go, huh? Oh, yeah, and it doesn't matter. Stop. You're not going to figure it out. Spawn magic,
Go home.
ancient Chinese secret, except it's not Chinese.
Right?
Better.
The Chinese stole it.
Right. They would too. Steal
Um,
everything.
being able to even something like that, being able to recognize that other cultures have their own PENNO prophecy or end of days prophecy or whatever. Christians have
Yeah.
revelations.
Yeah.
That's the end of the world prophecy. But the reason that there is hope at the end is because you can go through hellfire and come out on the other side. There are people that are walking around on earth right now that are going through hell, literally.
Literally, yes.
It's a piercing hell or
Mhm.
a cold hell or a hot hell or whatever. I mean, there's nine of them, so nine of them
Yeah.
are eight of them.
Well, there's eight of them over here, and then there's like four of them in the cold hells. Most people don't even know there's a cold hell. And then there's the inanimate object hell, which is totally different.
Yeah,
So you got your fire, you got your water, your ice, and then you got your inanimate, as
right.
far as I know.
I mean, I don't want to go through all of those because
Ah,
it's
yeah, there's too
they're
many.
pretty nasty. But the point is, people can shift right now from where they are to hope, from where
Mhm.
they are without hope to hope, and then move forward from there.
Mhm.
Hope can be your catalyst to move. Hope can be the cloak that you wear every single day, and not, I hope that this works out.
No,
No, that there is a better future, that there is a brighter way to do things. And that path is not easy, but it is very simple. Tame your mind.
yeah,
That's it.
that's all you got to do. It's pretty simple. They say it's well, Banku says it's simple,
It is super
but
simple,
it's
but
one
it is
step. That's it.
not
You only yeah
easy.
no
And there's no way that, like, I thought about this. I was talking to somebody and they said, okay, well, teach me how to do that. I can't. Only Banku can teach you. Why? Because I'm not enlightened and I don't have all of the things that you need
all
in
right
order to,
perspective. Right,
right? In order to move forward. I don't have all the things I need yet.
right,
What I can do is tell you to go over there, talk to him, and then we can do it together.
yeah,
Let's do it together.
right.
I can share my experiences if you want. Just promise me that you're going to have your own experiences and not try to, you know,
Copy yours, yeah.
right?
Or say I did that yesterday.
Right? Why? What? Um, I think that the biggest takeaway about Penno and Hope is that we don't have to suffer,
It's
especially as
yes,
on Hope. We don't have to suffer. If we do, it will be a hell of a lot less than everyone else.
yeah. Banku always says suffering is optional, and it is.
Exactly, exactly.
Mhm.
My head is running 24/7. I
Mhm.
mean, 24/7. if I can't contain that, if I can't get out of that, then there's no way that I'm going to be able to move forward.
Mm.
Going into my awarenesses on purpose to be able to shift my perspective is the only way that I can do that.
Mm.
So, what is my go to? To go into my awarenesses on purpose every single day, as many times a day as I need to. Um, Recognizing that I can cook new things and look at it from a different perspective than I used to. So
Yeah.
I didn't understand what measuring from the heart meant. I just thought that that meant people were like, I'm just going to throw some stuff into a bowl and see how it comes out.
Right.
No, they actually recognize because they've done it so much, or,
Instinct. Yeah. Yeah.
it's instinct. Maybe they did it last lifetime,
Right.
and they just know instinctively that this is a cup of flour. This
Right.
is a half a cup of water, whatever. So when I'm looking at this, okay. So when it says that it needs a half a cup of onion, I know that this onion diced is going to be a half a cup because I did it 3 times already.
Yeah.
I
You
measured
know.
it, and
Right.
and now I know that
Right.
it might be a little bit more, it might be a little bit less,
But it
but
doesn't matter. Yeah.
I get the general, you know. Um, Maxie likes it when I measure with my heart with the chocolate chips for his
Mhm.
pancakes.
As
He likes that a lot.
long as you do it in his favor.
Yep. If you
Yeah.
love me, you'll add more.
Out of your heart. Yes.
Yeah, right. Tugging on those heartstrings. Um, but if I can do that with this, I can do that with Bond. I can do that with my practices. What else can I do? If I can do that with Tibetan, I can do that with Italian. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I can recognize that maybe making spaghetti sauce is similar to making goru. It's not.
Guru is really good.
It is.
I call it Ga, but it's Guru.
Well, because the picture makes it look like there's worms.
It does.
Really, it's onions.
It's onions, yes. And it's good onions too. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Funny but true story. The day that Jason went to the airport, we took him to the airport so that he could leave. Maxie was having a really hard time. Like, just he didn't want Jason to go. It was bad. Okay. So I made soup before we left for the airport. It's about a 2 hour round trip. So by the time we got back, Maxie was hungry. We were hungry. And I said, okay. And I lifted the lid and there was no more soup. It was it was now Tibetan beef stroganoff. All of the liquid had been soaked in. And then I talked to one of my friends who is an amazing cook. She's coming out with her own recipe book. If you know Christy Hoffer, you go find her and she will tell you how to do all the things. She's amazing with food. But long story short, she said just add more water. And I was like, really? Like it's that simple.
Right.
Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I use that part of my encapsulation? Why didn't I look big enough to be able to recognize that? But instead, we had Tibetan beef stroganoff because we were hungry and it was freaking good.
It's really good. But the soup tastes like stroganoff too, because I had the soup before I went. I'm the only one who actually had the soup. But
Yes, that is totally true. Um, and I thought about that, like
yeah.
I can take my tools and use them in different ways. So if Banku always says, if you have a spoon and a hammer and you need to get a nail into a board, why are you going to use a spoon? Why wouldn't you use a hammer?
Right.
If you have one tool that works for everything, like a multi-tool,
Yeah.
okay, well, that would be the awarenesses. That is your multi-tool
Yeah.
because then you know exactly which tool you need in the moment.
Yeah.
because you can use discriminating wisdom, and you can use mirror-like wisdom, and you can use all of the wisdoms. You can use them in their pure form, and you
Mhm.
can recognize what's necessary when.
Yep.
That's the hope, to be able to maneuver through life without having to suffer.
Yep.
And you can help other people do the same.
The
If
same,
somebody's
yeah, and
broken
it's
down
great.
on the side of the road and it's raining and it's cold outside, and it's a woman with 3 kids, are you going to let them suffer, or are you going to stuff them in the back seat?
Yeah.
Stuff them in the back seat. Or
Well, yeah,
you try and fix the car. Maybe they can't leave the car. I don't know. But letting them sit in the
and suffering. Yeah.
right? Like letting them sit in the car, at least, give them a blanket or something so that they're not suffering so much.
Right.
Being able to swish it and just make it work.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you how many times Banku has done that with the Jeep.
Oh, just smush it.
It just, there are some times where I try and get it to go, and the electrical system is not working, and then I get frustrated, and then it's definitely not working. And he will go downstairs, and like as he's coming down the stairs, it's working. Like the Jeep is like, no, not Banku.
No, yeah. He'll purify me. No.
Yeah, it's true.
And then there's another thing of them that I always want to clear up. We were having a discussion about, it was a couple days ago or whatever. It was about positivity and positive thinking. So, but see, we always, when it comes to prophecies, and people say, well, Penno's coming. And then you listen to what's in Penno and the prophecy or any other prophecy, and you're like, doomsday and doom and gloom, negativity. And they're like, well, I'm a positive thinker. I can't pay any attention to anything negative. And it's not that and we were talking about this, and it's not that we're focusing on negativity. We love positive thinking. We're all about positive thinking because that's how you get ahead in life. You got to have positive thoughts. Or else, because if you have negative thoughts, you're going to get only negative. If you have positive thoughts, you're going to get positive. But here's the difference: is that a lot of people are out there just having positive thoughts, but they're not taking the action to get the positive thought result. The prophecy is like, hey, look, there's a tidal wave coming. You might not want to be standing here on the beach in about 20 minutes because you won't be here anymore. So you might want to go uphill here and then use your tools to get uphill. You'll be safe. You'll be fine. And that's what we're saying is it's not that we're over here or Bonku's over here pointing at doom and gloom and this is horrible and you need to think about all these negative things. He's saying, look, there's a tidal wave coming. You're standing on the beach. You might want to think about going this way. So let me give you some tools so you can climb this mountain here and get up to the top and be safe. And that's really all this is about. Is it's not like he's not trying to scare the pants off everyone and be negative. And it's like, yeah, be positive thinking because you could, when he tells you that, you can go, yeah, I can get up the mountain. And he gave me tools. And yes, I'm going to get up the mountain. That's positive. So I wanted to clear that up because that was a good point that we were talking about the other day. And from the perspective of the outsider, I can see how whenever anyone hears penal prophecy, they would automatically just, oh, that's negative. I don't want to pay attention to that. And then just ignore it, delete it, generalize it, whatever that humans do, and just skip over it as if it's not a thing. When in fact, there's something coming your way. There's a train coming down. You're on the tracks. And we're just like, hey, move over here.
You're about to get eaten by a giant dinosaur.
Yeah.
You might not want to be in the path. Go over into the trees where it can't go as
Right.
easily.
Yeah.
um,
Exactly.
but also that's a really good point.
Mm.
Um, Also recognize that Banku is being a realist. He's
Yes.
talking about the real uh, fallout from standing on the beach when that tidal wave comes in.
Yeah.
It will kill you, but it won't just kill you. It'll suck you under, and then it will let you up, and it'll suck you under, and it'll pound you onto the ground. And this is what he's talking about because he wants you to recognize how bad of a situation you're going to be in when that tidal wave hits if you are on the beach. Go up the mountain. How
Yeah.
hard is it? Just go up the mountain. Even if you just start walking towards the mountain, you will be better off than you are standing on the sand making a sandcastle with your back to the water. And that's exactly what people do.
Yeah, they're
They,
over there going, I'm gonna lay on the beach with my sunglasses and get a suntan. And I'll
yes.
just I'm gonna have positive thoughts that the someone else will take care of the tidal wave for me.
Yep.
I don't have to deal with it. And then
Yep.
they pass the buck. And there's no more bucks to pass. That's the problem.
That's it. It's on us.
On us. That's it. There's
And
no
if
more bucks.
yep,
We're out of bucks.
there's nobody behind us.
No.
So when I think about that, that's a really great analogy. When I think about that and people are not moving towards that, they're also not recognizing that there is a path that they could take to get up the mountain.
Yeah.
Is it zigzag? And is it gonna, be colder up there? Well, yeah, like
Yeah.
that's how it goes. But also, once you get to the top, it might be warmer. It might be even warmer up there. It might be even better up there. You know what you don't know? What it's like up there. But people don't want to do that because they don't know what it's like up there.
Unknown. Unknown is scary.
Oh, right? Okay,
Right.
so what's scarier? Doing nothing and suffering greatly until you have nothing but suffering, or going towards something that you don't know? And that's what every single person has to decide.
Yeah.
Sometimes the unknowing for people is so great that it scares them literally to death. They
Yeah.
just can't. My grandfather was his biggest fear was death.
Can't avoid that one. Okay.
Nothing else scared him like that. He could figure out anything else. He was an engineer in his head. He could
Mm.
figure it out. If you gave him a pencil and a piece of paper, he he sorted it. It didn't matter
Mm.
what it was. Even emotions, he would sort it out. But death, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what to expect. Well, the cool thing is we do know, and we can help people transition, and we do.
Yes, we do that.
So not even death is scary to me.
No. No, because you know exactly what's going to happen. You know how to transverse it. You know how to navigate the death and where to go and how to say and what you know all the things. You're taught all the things. So you can help other people do it. And we do. That's part of our training.
The number one thing that scares me is the
Mhm.
Banku will no longer be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
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 scary.
it. That's
Yeah.
my number one. That is my really my only. Like if if we're not good enough, if we're not moving forward, if we're not
Uh,
going
uh,
towards the mountain away from the beach, there's no reason for him to be here. During the
yeah,
cup,
he's only
keep him. He's
right.
like that's just a waste of literally a waste of
Energy.
energy.
Yeah.
So we're on our own. And then we have no hope. There literally there's no hope. He is the hope.
Yeah,
If
there's no more
we
Pure
can,
Land. Yeah.
right? So if we as Bonpo can move forward, he has a reason to stay here. If we do our practice with intention and correctly, there is a reason for him to stay here. If we convince ourselves that we are doing for the good of everyone else, but it's really about us. It's really about
Yeah.
our own control. It's really about what we need. Okay, well, I'm going to go do this. You can set that up over there. I'm going to go do this over here, and then take away from what it is that's happening over here. It doesn't support this, even though you
No.
tell yourself it does. Even though you have convinced yourself that this is the only way to do it. I challenge you to take a step back. I say, look at the reality of the situation. Is that really going to help, or is this just because you want to move forward, you want to do something?
Yeah, in your own way. Not the way
Right.
Bonku wants to do it, but in your own way.
Well, not
Well,
there are so many people that are like, okay, that's cool. Like
yeah.
that's cool that you want to do it. You go build it and I'll come.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing I hear all the time.
It doesn't work that way. You have to earn your air. If
I
it,
think of yeah, Noah's Ark. That's the thing I always go to. He
Yeah.
built it, and no one wanted to help him. They made fun of him for the whole time, and then all of a sudden, in the last moment, he's done. He's inside, and they're help, let us in, let us in. No, sorry, you didn't. You. I built it. You came, and now I'm shutting the door on you because you didn't do anything. You just made fun of me on the sidelines.
And there's no room for you now.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, I had to plan for what I had.
Yep.
If we all got together when I was warning you, we could have built a much bigger ship. We could have saved a lot of more people. But no, you wanted to sit over here on the be the peanut gallery making fun of me.
Or maybe, made more than one ship.
Yeah, could have done that too.
Like the possibilities are
Hmm.
there. The opportunity was there over and over and over again. But they chose to, you know, live their best lives while they were, you know, screwing around playing in the sand. And then here comes the water.
Yeah, and then he had to save all of the DNA from the animals in the ship. So there was that room
And
was taken up. So that was part of his thing. So he had
right.
his own thing he had to do, but no one wanted to help him. So he only made a ship for the size of people he had to help build the ship.
Yep. And that's exactly what it looks like again.
Yeah, we're
Hopefully,
reliving history. They're going to say, well, that's a story. Well, it's a story about really to happen, except I don't know if it's going to be with water, but it could be.
well, if an asteroid
It,
comes here and
yeah,
hits anywhere in a body of water, the entire
it's
planet will be covered.
yeah, it's not going to be enjoyable anywhere.
Well, what's interesting is that people will say, but that's just a story.
Yeah,
And then we find out from archaeological events
they
that
found it.
they found the ark,
Right.
and you can see where the water was and when it receded, how
Hmm.
fast it went down, or how long it lasted, or what the ice age was like. Like Max has a movie called Ice Age,
Hmm.
and it's all from the animals' perspective. And there are humans that are in the movie, but it's not from their perspective.
Hmm.
They were afraid of the animals, but they also needed them because that was what they fed on.
Right.
So immediately, their first reaction is to lift their spears and try to kill it.
Hmm.
Now, the animals were pretty upset because they're being hunted, but when they were able to live um, together, then they had a natural balance.
Hmm.
That's all reality is balance.
Hmm.
If you have more positive thinking, and now you're Pollyanna and you don't really want to see reality, it doesn't work. And if you're
Yeah,
all negative and you only focus on, what a hell you're living in, you will be living in a hell,
it'll get worse.
right?
Yep.
But if you find the balance between the two and you
Hmm.
recognize that there is always creation with destruction, you
Yeah.
will be able to do anything. Tame your mind. That's it.
Hmm. The other thing that's good is that PENNO is about change, as far as I know. And the thing Bonku always says, or we always say, is control change before change controls you. So if you recognize that change is coming in the form of PENNO, and it's supposed to, it's a big balancing thing. It's balancing the realms. It's purifying, balancing the realms, and it creates change in order to do that. And it puts people where they're supposed to be. So if you act like an animal in your life, well, might need to be aligned with the animal realm, something like that. I don't know. But so it's just we're trying to balance it. Penno's balancing this out, and so all the masks of the people are falling off, and I think that people see that because everyone in the world in Penno, all of the masks that everyone has, that's they're fake and whatever, whatever they want to present to you of themselves, they're just all falling off. And now you're seeing people for what they really are inside. And now and people are like, there's all this strife and conflict and all going on in the world right now. Every time you look around, it's like this faction against this faction, and they're digging in and they're at war with one another. And it's because their masks are all falling off. They can't get along. They're just being who they are, without any pretense. And we're like, well, you're not the person I met. You're not the person, it's like all of a sudden everyone's changing. No one's liking it. So it's just, it's just all we need to do is control the change. So if we recognize the change, which is the tidal wave that's coming in, then we must figure out how to control change. If we could do that, then we don't need to be affected by PENNO or anything else. Because we're controlling the change, not allowing the
And
change to come in and control us.
that starts
Now,
with us, right?
yeah,
So if we can control our habits, if we can control ourselves, then we can shift our own perspective to be able to see everything that's coming in.
yeah,
If all of us stand on that beach together and recognize from every different perspective possible what that looks like, we can shift that. We can
yeah,
calm that water. Now,
yeah,
is
we
change
can.
still going to come in? You're damn skippy it is, but it
Yeah,
doesn't have to hurt.
no,
And we don't have to stand on the beach to do that. We can recognize that here comes the tidal wave and then go up the mountain ourselves. We can control it from on top of the mountain. And I think that that's what people don't understand. They're in the thick of trying to manage their own habits, and they stick their face in it, and suddenly they're like, Bunku said this to me, and I'm a bad person.
yeah,
Okay, well, yeah, you sucked in that moment. You don't have to suck for the rest of the moments.
right,
Like take a step back and recognize that this is your opportunity to change.
right.
He said that because you were being an arrogant little prick. So what?
Yeah, well, he does that to all of us.
Right?
Yeah,
I promise you, I live with the cosmic
I've been
scrub.
yelled at many times because I was being a twat waffle.
Right? Like,
And I go, well, and then he goes, am I wrong? No, you're not wrong.
nope, nope, not wrong.
And then you do better. So it's not like, oh, he yelled at me, I'm done.
Right?
He doesn't
Because
want me
he tweeted
anymore.
it out. He yelled because nobody was listening.
No one's listening, right?
Right? So that's why he raises his voice because nobody's listening. I do
Right,
the same thing with Max because if he didn't hear me the first 5 times, I'm going to raise my voice. So he does.
right,
And then he's like, why are you yelling at me? Because you didn't listen to me the first 5 times I said it. So now I have to raise my voice. If I have to go in there while I'm busy doing something else to get your attention, you are so focused on the wrong thing at that moment. Instead of recognizing that there's other stuff around you, only focused on one thing, you gotta shift that. Like you have to make that teeny tiny little leap from one thing to, you know, a few things.
few things. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like sitting in a room with a window and not noticing that, it went from day to night.
Yeah. How did it become night?
Right? Like I get that you're so focused on something, you're trying to finish something or you're trying to do a project, but really you didn't notice that it became night and you might need a light on.
All right.
Those are things that can
Yeah.
be used. You can
Right.
use that opportunity. You can recognize that, oh, yeah, you know what? I do need food. And as you take a step back, all of the sudden, all of the things that you were trying to do, click, 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 click in place. And now you know exactly how to do it. And you've shaved off another 2 hours. So you
Yeah.
can then just do the project. But if you don't ever notice anything that's going on around you and you're only singularly focused on this one thing, you are not going to move forward. You're
No.
just going to keep hitting the same roadblocks every single time. And it doesn't matter what you do in life, it will be the same roadblock because you're not noticing anything else. You're not allowing your awarenesses to grow. You're only training them to focus on one thing at a time. Now, granted, that one thing could be really big with many moving parts. But if you're not focused on anything else, you miss it.
Especially
Zoom, there goes
opportunities.
the day.
Yeah. And you miss every opportunity that came along from here to there.
Yep.
So everyone's like, why don't I get opportunities? Because you're not looking at them.
Right. You do get opportunities. You just don't notice.
right? Because you're focused on that. Because that used to be my life. And then you're like, I'm focused on this thing, and I'm going to do this thing until this thing is done. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to be stubborn and I'm going to be angry and I'm going to do the thing. And and then like everything else from here to there you miss. And then you could have had five opportunities to do this, make money, meet new people, get the thing you need, get rent, yeah, all these things. You're like, no, I got the thing done. And then you do the thing and no one wants the thing, and you're like, why doesn't anyone want my thing? And now you're more angry. I spent all this time and missed all these opportunities to do this thing for these people, and they don't appreciate my thing. They don't want my thing. Well, it's because you can't get yourself out of your own way. That was my life. Now, now that I can get myself out of my own way, I'm finding that, hey, there's an opportunity. Hey, oh, look at this over here. And I like, but now I'm into the point where I'm seeing them. So I used to see them and go, no, I don't do that. No, I don't do that. I see it, but I don't do that. And I'm like, yes, I do that. Yes, I do that. Like I've never done it, but I'm gonna do it. Just because my habit is to say, no, I don't do that. So it's like, well, of course I don't do that. I've never done that before, but well, that's not gonna stop me. I can learn. And then all of a sudden you do that. And now there's other opportunities over here and other opportunities over here. And then that never ends. And it's fantastic. It's fun. It's scary. It's
Awesome.
unknown, but big deal. You get used to it and then it's not as scary anymore.
Right. Going up
Right.
that mountain doesn't have to be scary. It
Right.
is the unknown, but it can be exciting
Hmm.
because you know that other people have gone before you.
Yeah.
That's how we get enlightened ones because they went before us.
Right. That's why they're the only ones who can teach because they know the way.
Yep. And
Not
they
some
stand along the path and they're like, this way, come on,
this
keep
way.
going. You can
Yeah.
do it. Let's go. And
Right.
then, there's some that are, they just show up and they're like, oh, you wanted help with that? Yeah. Okay. Snip, snip. There you
Yeah.
go. You
I
didn't need that arm, did you? It was holding you back. Come on, keep going.
Because they're off going, ooh, strawberries.
Right.
Right. Like, yeah, there's bigger ones up there. Oh no, these are great. I'm gonna hang out and do the strawberry patch and smoke some weed.
Oh, God. I can't with the weed smoking.
I don't know, I can't either. But yeah, our hour is up, past our hour, so we should probably wrap this up.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. And so if you would like to be on the show, please reach out and contact us. We want to have people on the show. And hear about your experiences, your thoughts, your views, your opinions. You want to talk about saving the world, you have ideas, you maybe have
You
questions. I
would
don't know. Let's
definitely
get
want to
curious
hear that.
together. Let's talk about it. I
Yeah.
mean, there's got to be someone out there who probably wants to save the world or be a part of something. Maybe you want to meet new people. Maybe you want to increase your income. I mean, that's where you start off. You have a need and you want your need met.
Curiosity.
Curiosity, absolutely. So if
That's
you have
it. Let's get
curiosity,
curious.
reach out. I mean, there's no commitments. It's not like, if you contact us, we're going to sign you to a 3-year contract, or, that's not happening. We just want to
We
know
don't have a
you.
contract.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you're not stuck doing something just because you reached out and asked a question. But that's what we
Yeah.
want. We want your ideas, your opinions,
Yeah. And if you have a question and you don't want to be on, ask the question and we'll answer it here.
without mentioning your name if you don't want.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to be anonymous, then that's fine. We don't have to mention it. But, if you do want to be on, that's okay too. We would
Absolutely.
love that.
Yeah. And our contact information will be around this area, below, above, sideways. I always put it somewhere. And I still need to change the name of the show back to the way the show is. Um, but I like her idea. We were going to call it Habit Chat.
Habit chat.
I'm starting to like
Because
that. So
karmic woof equals habit chat. We talk
yeah,
about our habits. We talk about the things that keep us stuck and don't let us go. And like what you were talking about, how you would miss opportunities because you were solely focused on one
yeah,
thing. Well, I was the opposite. I could see the opportunities flying by, and I'm like,
yeah.
I can't move. Like I can't do anything because this thing in
Uh,
front of me has to be done before I can do that.
Hmm. Well,
So I would see them, but they just keep going.
you know,
Oh, well, I missed that one. Oh, look,
yeah.
I missed that one. Yep, I suck.
Eventually, I'll catch one and give me a butterfly net.
Right,
Right.
exactly. That's yes. And
Yep.
now opportunities come, and I'm like, oh, yes, that is the exact one that I needed in the exact moment. There it is.
Yep. All right.
All
I love
right.
that.
We will see you next week. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you. And please come again. We'll do another one next week. Have a good day. Bye.